This is me, Malume Iris, on a program called Iris Diary. Today, there is something which I want to clarify with you, the viewers and listeners, while you're watching me all over the world. Guys, slave trade have been recognized as a crime against humanity. You understand me? Yes. But sometimes, according to history and some books which we read, we feel like some Africans, some of the victims of slavery. You understand me? Some of them, some Africans sold their own brothers and sisters to the slave masters. So today, that's what our research, that's what history tells us, because I and you, which you are watching me, was not there. We didn't experience it. We read from books and all that thing, and we research. But when you research, it's just like being original of something. You can't get it accurate and correct like how you witness it. You see? Okay, all right. So some of us, we have the perception that some Africans benefit out of the slave trade. And today, I have one professor in Ghana which clarified it. He's a professor of history called Dr. Yao Anoche Yeboah. I have his video over here which I want to play for you, my viewers and listeners, because this channel is called what? Iris Diary, and our slogan is what? We love Africa. And me, Iris, my slogan is what? Fear is afraid of me. That's why I devote my life and heart, my everything, just to advocate for Africa, which our continent should come and stand on top. So let's watch the video, then we judge it by ourselves.
Africans, they do not sell their own brothers. And so it is a lie. When you read from the history books, the title, The Slave Trade. When you say trade, you mention trade. The economist, the businessman, the lawyer knows that it is an interplay between the buyer and the seller, and the subject being goods and sometimes services. This was not a trade. The trade in the human being, in the African, took place in Europe and America. Here, it was the capturing of the black man. Yes. So, the slavery was actually perpetrated by the European and their collaborators, just as the Holocaust was executed by the Nazis and their collaborators, and not Germany as a country. We did not sell our brothers and sisters. It was a violence of 350 years. And that 350 years, this is what happened. You read history books, they tell you that between 12 and about 20 million Africans, no, 15 million people lost their lives in the capturing and then transportation to the coast. Because sometimes about 500 miles, and you have to walk from Kano to Port Harcourt or from Salaga to Elmina. So for the 350 years, about 15 million people lost their lives. Then another 15 million people lost their lives during the transshipment, which we refer to as the Middle Passage, because they wouldn't have too much food to feed you, just a little to survive you. And so there was the survival of the fittest. 15 million was able to reach the Americas. So in all, this continent lost 45 million of its sons and daughters in the period of 350 years. And as I say, it was the survival of the fittest, the strongest. In Africa, it was the survival of the weakest. Why? Young people, maybe from the ages of about 16 up to about 40, taken away to the Caribbean. So here, what they left were the very old people and extremely weak people. And that was one side of it. The other side was that for every 3 men, they wanted 1 woman. And most of the women died. So in the Caribbean, you had about 6 men to 1 woman. Yes, and in Africa, The women here, beautiful women here in Africa for 350 years, you'll be compelled to marry very old men, very weak men, very sick men, because those capable of doing anything had been sold, had been transported away to be sold over there. Now, when you meet a Caribbean, he tells you, you sold us. That statement would mean that life there was worse and here was better. No. For 350 years, they were chasing us. For 350 years, the African has been made an enemy to his own. And as somebody just said, they will bring guns. You are in a group, they shoot one. You see one has died. The rest will have to stand still so that they take all of you away. Nobody sold anyone. Life here was worse than over there. And over there too, life was very, very bad. You give birth to children. Those who didn't know, an African woman giving birth to 3 or 4 children. Somebody comes from Philadelphia and buys one like a puppy. Somebody comes from New Jersey and buys the other one away. That was what was happening to African women. And here, civilization ceased for 350 years. Look at the writing we had started. This is the meaning, unity in diversity. The chief will be able to explain to that. Look at that things, the African music, whatever, tools that we started. For 350 years, we didn't have young people to continue that civilization. So almost everything ceased. Look at the clothes they are wearing. It was not white people who taught us this. And the one wearing smoke, this one, and the MC, what he's wearing, please let them see you. It's not the white people who taught us this, but the civilization of continuously improving upon them had to cease for 350 years. But I won't end until I add that God always versus his people. It was part of their policy that anytime they discovered brilliant young men and women, the brightest and the best, they would send them to the metropolitan country like France, like Germany, like Holland, like Britain, train them, and then they will become black white men and help them to rule. And Kwame Nkrumah became the odd one. He stowed away and found his own life in America, where he had the opportunity of becoming a student of Marcus Garvey, who had always preached that Africa is for the Africans. And one day, all Africans will come back in a ship called the Black Star, where we will rule our...
Welcome back again. I think the video have clarified everything because this guy is a historic, you understand me, professor of historic, and he clarified it for us. Although you and I was not there, but at least what history say is what we're following. I've been coming on this channel sometimes and used to say that no, some Africans benefit. Some of our great-grandfathers sold their own people to the slave masters, although they were using force and it was the survivor of what Felter. He have break it down for we to understand it. So now I think all of us have been, our brain have been clear. Okay, all right. I quite remember during the Holocaust, there was a camp in Poland called Sobibor camp. You understand me? Was the Jews, when Hitler was killing the Jews, they make up this camp to eliminate the Jews, those who doesn't have handiwork. You understand me? They make even a video of it called Escape from Sobibor. You understand me? So the way they were killing the Jews over here, they were burning those who don't even have handy job. They would tell them that no, there's a sickness outbreak. You understand me? When they came to the camp, so they have to go and disinfect them. So they have to take them to a chamber with disinfectant. They will wash them, they will bath them. Then later on, they come. Then there won't be any bacteria or germs on their body. You understand me? When they take them into the gas chamber, then they kill them. That was something bad, wicked thing which happened during the. I just don't want to scratch on someone's womb, but you know, during the escape from Sobibor, some prisoners feel like Sobibor is their home. They don't want to go. It's just like some people when they are in prison, they feel like this place is our home. They take the place as permanently. It's like, excuse me to say, like an animal which you catch him, you put him in a cage for long. When you open the cage, you know, if that animal feel like he have been to the environment for long, so he or she don't want to leave. The reason why which I'm giving this scenario is that it's true. Some people, some Black Americans in America, if they tell them that they should repatriate back and come back to Africa, some won't love to come, but others too are ready to come home, because still some people feel like we Africans sold them. I quite remember one day the king of the Ashanti, Otikokoso, yes, the powerful king of the Ashanti, he went to one of the Caribbean island, and a journalist asked him, "My king, why did you people sold us to slavery?" And he answered the person. I watched the video, and he answered it technically. He break it down for the person to understand. So some people still have that perception that is true. Others benefit out of the slave trade, but slave trade is something which we don't have to talk about it, because when we talk about it, it's very, very painful. Seriously, it's very, very painful. Civilization in Africa ceased for 300 years. Ceased, and they enslaved the powerful, strong people. You heard what the man just said. I just don't want to go back and repeat it over and over and over. Sometimes when I'm talking about transatlantic slave trade, then sometimes tears is coming from my eye, then I just want to cry. Reparation is not enough for us. But the only thing which I will plead is that the CARICOM countries, you are part of us. You are still an Africans. Our door is supposed to be open, which, like my president, Mama, said that the day they will vote him as UN Secretary General, AU Secretary General, yes, he will make sure that the free trade of CARICOM countries and Africa will come to pass. You understand me? Yes. If you are from Guyana, you are from Antigua, you are from Dominican Republic, you are from Jamaica, you are still an African. As what Peter Tosh said in his music. You understand? You are still African. Our door have to open, and we start free trading with our Caribbean brothers, which, excuse me to say, they torn them apart from us, make them lose their culture and identity. And even, no, guys, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. It's very painful. Please, let's leave it like this. But what I want is that the Caribbean countries, the CARICOM countries and Africa have to unite. You don't need a passport from a CARICOM country to Africa, and Africa doesn't need a passport, a visa from Africa to the CARICOM country. It's time we have to unite and be one. You are our brothers. You are one of us. Although that this thing, they have torn you people out of we, and you are far from us. But they say blood is thicker than water, so we still classify you people as one of us. This is how I end the video. If you enjoyed this video, like it, share your comment in the comment box, and let's grow this channel together. I really, really appreciate you for always tuning into the program called Aries Diary with me, Malume Aries. We love Africa. Let's put our continent on top. Thank you. Bye.